Okay, so the first step before applying anything is to moisturize. I'm using Kiehl's #1 lip balm and then my Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. And then I'm using my MAC Prep and Prime Base Primer and then blending that in to make sure my skin is safe and my makeup lasts all day. Okay, now onto my foundation. Instead of using a brightening concealer, I'm using 2 different shades of my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I start off by using the lighter shade to highlight, and it's the matte poreless one, so it helps with all types of oily skin. Then I go back in with the darker shade and blend that in as well. But this one leaves my face nice and dewy looking. Now it's time to bake. Okay, so basically, I'm using the Sephora Loose Mineral Powder to set the foundation that I just applied. Okay, so before eyeshadow, it's important to use primer, but since I forgot to show that clip, anyways, I'm starting off by using the very lightest shade from the Naked 3 palette and using it as a base. And then I'm going in with a sparkly rose gold color in the shade Thick and then blending that into my crease with the shade Nooner, and it's like a taupey color. Then I'm going back in with the light shade to highlight my inner corner and my upper brow bone. The next step is to fill in your brows, so I'm just using a black shade from the NYX Sex Bomb palette and yeah, just filling them in. After that, I'm just curling my eyelashes because it's an important step before applying mascara, and I'm just using the CoverGirl Plumpify mascara, and it just makes your eyelashes pop. Next, using the new Master Contour by Face Studio palette from Maybelline, I am just contouring my face with an angled brush, and yeah. Just let me Next, I'm using this really pretty blush from Chanel. It's really pretty for spring. I don't remember the name of it, but it's just so pretty. It's one of my favorites right now. Next, I'm using a fan brush to highlight my face using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle, and I love this highlighter because it has a rose goldy touch just like my eyeshadow did. After removing some of my excess moisturizer, my lips are now soft and ready to apply my MAC Impassioned lipstick in this really pretty color, and I think it completes the look perfectly. Okay, so to start off my makeup, I'm using my NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator, and I really like this because it makes sure my makeup lasts all day. Next, I'm taking my Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and I'm just applying this all over my face and then blending it in with my beauty blender. Then I'm going in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circle Treatment Concealer, and I'm just applying that under my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow, on my chin, and kind of in between my eyebrows and the middle of my forehead. So this concealer is in the shade Fair, and I got it a shade or two lighter than my actual skin tone so I can use it as a highlighter. Then I'm just setting it with my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in Buff Beige just to set my foundation and concealer. Then I'm using my Tarte bronzer in Park Avenue Princess, and I am just applying this to give some color to my face so I don't look really washed out. Then I'm using my Milani Big Blush in Luminoso, and I really love this color for spring because it's kind of like a rosy gold color. So I'm just putting this on the apples of my cheeks and blending it in. The next thing I'm using is highlighter, and this one is the ColourPop one in Stole the Show Super Shock Chic. Next for eyeshadow, I am just first priming it with my Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer from Elizabeth Mott. So I'm just using this to make sure my eyeshadow stays in place all day because we do not want that coming off. Then I'm using my Naked 3 palette, which I've absolutely been loving, especially for spring because all of the colors. So first I'm just taking this light white nude shade in Strange and just applying that all over my eyelids to give me a nice base. in with the light pink color in Limit, and I'm just putting that on my eyelids or in the center of my lids and just blending it out. And then the last color I'm using is Nooner, and it's kind of a darker pinkish taupe shade, and I'm just putting that on my outer corner and blending it into my crease. Then for eyelashes, first you have to obviously curl them, so I'm just taking my eyelash curler and curling my lashes. And then I'm using the They're Real mascara from Benefit, which I've absolutely been loving because it gives you a lot of volume to your eyelashes, but it also looks really natural. Next, I'm taking my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Blonde, and I'm just using this to fill in my brows. Now I'm using my ColourPop matte lipstick in Midi, and I've absolutely been loving ColourPop lipsticks because they seriously last you all day. It also dries really, really fast, and you don't have to worry about it coming off or anything. Lastly, I'm taking my NYX Matte Finish Finny Matte Long Lasting Setting Spray, and I'm just using this to make sure my makeup stays in place all day because we do not want it coming off after we work this hard.
So first thing, I'm using Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream to moisturize my face. After that, I'm using Kiehl's Under Eye Treatment with Avocado. Next, I'm using Maybelline's Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in the shade 110. Then I'm using my Beauty Blender to buff it out. After that, I'm using my CoverGirl loose powder to bake my face. Next, I'm using the Maybelline Master Contour set, and I am using the contouring shade to hollow out my cheekbones. So I'm using the Adorable palette in the darkest shade and an angled brush to fill in my brows. Next, I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion to prime my eyelids. So for my eyelids, I'm using my Bare Minerals Loose Pigmented Eyeshadow in the shade Queen Phyllis Matte. And I am just applying that all over my eyelid up until my brow bone. So on the outer corner of my eye, I am using NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Rust. And then I am going over that in a NYX eyeshadow in the shade Fireball. After that, I'm using the Tattooed Waterproof Eyeliner by Scone, and I am just lining my eye and giving a small wing. Next, I am lining my waterline with a eye pencil from Cella Cosmetics, and it's kind of an off-white ivory sort of color. For eyelashes, I'm using Lash Definition by Bare Minerals. Next, I'm using my Bare Minerals Illuminating Mineral Veil and going over my cheekbones. Next, I'm using a L'Oreal Pro Matte Gloss in this kind of peachy, dark, pinkish orange shade.